Hello my dear students, welcome you all. For UPSC, one of the most successful optional is nothing but anthropology. But even though it is such a most successful optional and most popular optional, majority of the students are being trapped by the bulk amount of information that is available in the market or in the books now. For making this anthropology for UPSC mains, I came up with a foundational course for the entire UPSC anthropology. So in this course, what I am going to explain you. So this is the course which is available in our app called as Lakshmi Sir Classes app. So this course, what are the main conditions and what are the main contents that are going to add in this particular course? Number one, this course will cover the entire syllabus in a very simplistic manner. So, for example, if you look at as per the syllabus, if you go for the extensive and exhaustive information, this extensive and exhaustive information may not able to make you very simplified. Here I come up with a mechanism called as convergent approach. What is this convergent approach? So, everything will be related through the anthropological thought. So, through the thought, culture, through the anthropological thought, society, through the anthropological thought, evolution of the biological anthropology and social, cultural, and everything will be evolved from the segment called as the anthropological thought. Once you are done with the anthropological thought, or if you can see every aspect of the anthropology from the focal point of anthropology thought, it will be very easy to understand you the segment. And second, so my approach for the beginners as well as repeaters is nothing but for identifying or for studying the anthropology through the anthropological thought. So that is the point number one. And number two, okay, for example, for the beginners, okay, who are going to start the anthropology, okay, so they are very fresh and they are going to start from where to start, how to start and what to start. This is the biggest challenging task. So the available books or material that is in the market may confuse you with a vast amount of information. For example, let us say in the case study of marriage or kinship or certain things, you will be having ample amount of information. You may not be in a position to select or choose that particular information. For that, I come up with a very interesting fact that, so for every topic, okay, so 20 points will be given. That includes case studies, anthropologist references, and any updates. Okay, for example, if any new updates that are there, those case studies will also be given in that particular thing. So the best source for all the beginners is nothing but Kerala SCERT Anthropology 11th and 12th standard books now. So my standard reference, okay, so from where I am going to explain this foundation course, I am giving you the source is nothing but the book called as Kerala SCERT Anthropology 11th and 12th standard books. So from once you are done with those books, okay, so your foundation course will be completed. So once you are done with the foundation course, that course will help you to understand the depth analysis of the anthropology. Once you are done with that, okay, so it will be easy for you to go to the microscopic analysis of the anthropology. If you don't cover that particular basic, okay, it will be a mad race. For example, why for all UPSC general studies, everybody is being referred with the books called as NCERT books. Why you need to refer NCERT books for GS? Because it is the basic for that. Likewise, for anthropology optional subject, Kerala SCERT books, 11th and 12th standard books are very standard books. By keeping them as the focal point, I'm going to discuss entire concepts with reference to this particular segment called as what? Foundation course. Okay. Why the foundation course is important for repeaters? This is an interesting question. Why? Because repeaters, they are, okay, so they may be dumped with or they might have been read with vast amount of information and they may miss the overall observation or overall vision of that particular information. For example, if you look at the concept called as tribal anthropology or case studies, for understanding that, you must have certain references. Okay, so for getting that particular proper understanding, okay, overall observation of the anthropology. Okay, so even for repeaters or for beginners, this course is going to be a very important and extremely useful course. And third important, okay, so the students who are going to attempt in 2025 UPSC mains, okay, so who are planning to prepare for their mains, for them, okay, so this course is also be useful, that covers all the current updates. Current updates means what? For example, in paper 2, you need to have the standard examples. For example, in the ecological anthropology, health related anthropology, or evolution related anthropology. Let me explain you one simple concept with reference to the evolutionary anthropology. So in evolutionary anthropology, if we can mention the case study of mitochondrial DNA and how the mitochondrial DNA is very important for identifying the evolution. So with that, you can make a very comprehensive understanding about that particular segment. So my sincere suggestion for the students who are going to appear for that, for 2025 UPSC mains also, this course will be useful for you. And this course, okay, so this first foundation course will be there, that covers the content, okay, so which will covers every that will be useful for beginners as well as repeaters. And second important segment is nothing but, after once you are done with that particular course, so you will be provided with proper PDF, okay, test series and current updates. What are the current updates? As I already mentioned, with the importance of mitochondrial DNA. Mitochondrial DNA is a very important tool that identify the evolutionary process. Okay, so the DNA which have not underwent any mutations since the inception of the evolution is nothing but mitochondrial DNA. So such a value addition things, okay, from Nobel laureates and the Nobel recent awards, okay, if you can include that particular components into your examination point of view, definitely you can able to score very good marks. And what about the important feature about this particular anthropology? Okay, next one. This is very easy optional. Why? Because the questions you can guess very easily. So based on previous 5 years question paper, okay, 7 years question paper, you can predict which question can be expected in the next year. So that is first thing. And by seeing all the previous questions, okay, you can, predictability is there. Number 2, 90% of the questions are straightforward questions. So even though the questions are straightforward questions, even though the questions are repeated, why most of the students are not becoming successful is because lack of convergent approach and improperly adding the content. Okay, for example, updates must be there. Okay, so from the last 1 year, you have been given with so much of research journals and articles. So my work, I will give you that value addition to add. Okay, so for example, ecological anthropology, from where I already collected the information and I will give this particular thing from paper 1. Okay, which topic. Likewise, so 150 topics. Try to understand. 150 topics I have already selected. From these 150 topics I will be listing all those particular topics into which chapter. Okay, what chapter. So from the previous 7 years, we have collected that expected questions, and from that expected questions to that expected questions, what current updates are going to be useful for your examination point of view. So if you integrate these current topics and if you can make the convergent approach is the most important approach for anthropology. Why? Because so majority of the students, or 99.9% of the students, they used to study social anthropology as a separate topic, cultural anthropology as a separate topic, by forgetting the anthropological thought. Thought is the most important factor for the anthropology. Okay, through the thought, social anthropology, through the thought, cultural anthropology, through the thought, biological anthropology. If we can integrate these parameters in multiple areas, your success rate will be increases, and there you can present the answer in a unique approach. Okay, so that is how you can make a very extraordinary answer with reference to the segment called as what? Anthropology in UPSC mains. So I sincerely suggest all the students to use this particular opportunity to score more than 300 marks in UPSC mains optional anthropology paper. So my sincere suggestion for the beginners is attend the foundation course, and for the repeaters, convergent approach, okay, and second one is nothing but these current topics of 150 current topics which are going to be useful for your value addition topics in your UPSC mains. So I hope you understand. Thank you very much. All the very best. God bless you all.